And we are live. Welcome, Jay, Alex, and how do you say your last name?
Giguere.
Giguere. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Add the flair
I
to it.
would I would still say Giguere. So
I've
I'm
been
just going to call it Alex
I,
from now on.
I've been called every name in the book, so if it sounds reasonably close to it, I'll answer to it.
And you know it's you when they like pause, right? And they're
Yeah,
reading
yeah,
off
yeah.
names
You
and they
know,
get to you and they go, you just like, yeah.
when they say "gaja," or you just let them ramble on and just see until they ask for help.
See what they come up with.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fun thing is my last name's Molman, and I have never had it mispronounced more than since I moved to Virginia. I'm like,
Huh.
seriously, people, there's only two vowels, it's two syllables, lots of consonants. This should not be hard.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the place that pronounces Staunton as Stanton
that's true.
Virginia's weird.
and Boditort as Botitot.
Uh,
And
I'll have to share some embarrassment here. When I first moved to Virginia, the town Appomattox, I heard about that growing up and stuff. But I moved there and I saw it on the sign. I said, "Appomattox? What the heck kind of town is that?" And my wife said, "What did you just call it?" So, little moment there that I had.
it works both ways.
It works both ways, absolutely.
But you're used to all those Indian names up there, and
Exactly. I was trying to pronounce it that way. Yes.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure that's what the natives called it back in the day.
Yes.
So let's get this out of the way now because God only knows where we'll end up. You have a book, which is why you're on our show.
I have a book, which is why I'm on
You
your show.
do.
Yes.
So tell us about breaking.
Yeah, breaking. It's funny. Anytime someone asks me what breaking is about, I have to think for a while because there's just so much into a book that you have to tell. But essentially, you can see there in the cover, done by Jeff Brown, did an awesome job. But the purple cloud wall there in my book, it's called the Itanaith. And it kind of protects this region called Fievna where the people live. They live in peace. But the three travelers on the book you see there, they have different roles in their society. And one of them is bringing life, sustaining what's called the Zayeth. That's in every living person, their soul. So then when you get to one village, they notice that the village is deserted. There's a lot of kind of decay and rot and different things happening with the Zayeth that is hasn't been seen in centuries or millennia or maybe never seen at all. And so they're kind of on this quest more or less to figure out what's going on, why they're seeing some changes in themselves and the Zayeth, and if the Itanaith at the cloud wall can protect them or not.
Now you said you were telling us earlier this is actually the third book you've written, but the first one you published.
I've written I've finished nearly one book and I've written a couple others. I mean, since really high school. I guess there's kind of two answers to that. So this is the first completed one that I'm putting out for publishing. Obviously, but then the other side of it is I've kind of stuck with the same world and the same universe I built up since high school, and this felt like finally the first story where I feel like I've have everything kind of put together and I'm ready to bring everyone into my world and onto the adventures that I want to tell within.
So taking a world then that you've been used to for a number of years, did you like get new characters? You do it in a different time and just kind of use all the same kind of background history that you probably have developed?
Yeah, that's a good question. So a lot of the specific characters I came up with right before I wrote the book. So these weren't characters I had in mind for years and years. I basically had in my mind how the world or worlds came about, how different civilizations progressed. There's still a lot that I need to figure out for future series. But it wasn't until I decided to hone in on this specific story to tell. I thought it gave a really good glimpse into for lack of a better term, the magic system for my book, a little aspect of a civilization of a race that I made. And and then I started to work on the characters and what their story would be in this specific time and place in my world.
All right. So when did this come out?
This is coming out September 19th. So it's yet to be released September 19th. So you can pre-order now. By all means, go for it. But yeah, so September 19th.
That brings up a good point then. Where do people have to go to pre-order it?
Yeah, so I can see my website up on the screen there. That's helpful. You go to Giguere, Giguere, sojalexgiguere.com, and you can buy it through my store there. That's the only place you can get it. I decided quite a while ago I was going to go direct to consumer or reader I've decided that for quite a while, even before all the recent stuff with Audible kind of coming out, probably between 5 and 10 years ago. I just decided that I wanted to be able to have that relationship with the customers, be able to have that interaction where if they buy my book, I can sign it, I can relate to them. So I kind of want that personal experience with them. I want to be able to kind of have control over my website, how I do things. And so just selling it direct from my website just made the most sense to me.
Do you excuse me, are you selling physical copies or is it strictly ebooks?
Yeah, so you'll be able to go on. I sell hardcover, the paperback, ebook, and then you can actually even buy it audio. So a really good friend of mine, Ryan Shukas, fantastic narrator, he's doing the books, and so that'll be available on September 19th as well. So you can get it in whatever format you want. And how you'll be able to listen to it is through BookFunnel, the audio, and then and it'll be EPUB. So you'll be able to get the link. You'll be able to download it on your Kindle. I actually have it on the Kindle on my phone right now and on my actual Kindle device. So there won't be any stopping you from reading it on your favorite device at all.
So when you get ready to set up something like that, I mean, obviously, I think people do it with Amazon just because of the expediency of doing it, right? So it's super easy to do and you don't have to worry about it anymore. You chose to go a route that I think a lot more people are going to start going over the next few years. Instead of giving Jeff Bezos more rocket money, you're keeping that yourself, right? Which who can blame you?
Right.
But also there's a lot more work, right? I mean, every time. So when you sell a book, you have to box it and, all that, right? And deal with the mailing costs and all that nonsense. How difficult is it putting all that together, right? I mean, you've got to get your own ISBN number. We most of us have figured that out if we need to. How much more effort is there in taking this approach?
The biggest effort was probably related to the experience I wanted the reader to have visiting my website and going through the checkout process. So I wanted it so that when someone came to my website, they wanted to see the book, they would want to buy it or at least check it out. And I didn't want there to be any hassle. Where do I click? Where do I go? When I buy it, is there a thank you page? Is there an email that I get? How do I know my purchase came through? So just all of those thoughts over the last 2 or 3 months, some of them I didn't think of until I went through the process myself. And I realized, I need to add a thank you page. I want people to know, hey, thank you very much for doing this for me. I want to follow up with other emails afterwards to remind them of their purchase, specifically the pre-order. Say, hey, you have a pre-order coming up. Here's how you can expect it. So the personalized experience for the reader, I think, was the most challenging just because there's a lot of things you don't think of. Now, the website itself, I did have another really good friend of mine, Steve Schramm, who does North Mac services. He builds websites and a bunch of other things. So his team did that. But then the last couple months, I decided that if I'm going to come out with other books, which I am, and do things and maybe customize my website certain ways, I needed to kind of learn some of this stuff too. And so that's what kind of led me to that. So I hope everyone who's gone through the experience can vouch and say, yeah, it was really easy experience. Felt really good going through that, worked well. And then on the kind of the finance side of things, the shipping costs and everything, I have a background in finance, business management. I love finance, not as much as writing, but I work in finance in my day job. And so I'm constantly thinking about numbers. I like spreadsheets. And so that part of it came relatively easy for me. That's just me. That's if it's reading and it's numbers and it's money. So that's those two things kind of worked hand in hand for me. So the hard part was the website building, getting all that settled. And then the easy kind of side stuff was the business side.
So it's a nice clean site.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, North Mac, they built it from the ground up, and then I put some kind of final touches on it just to make it unique, more personalized experience. But yeah, I hope no one goes on there and thinks, "Oh, this is frustrating." I want people to go on and enjoy being on the website. So appreciate it.
So you had somebody make that for you then?
Yeah. Like I said, North Mac Services did just a fantastic job. He and his team do wonderfully well. So highly recommend them.
So you're diving right into the deep end of it takes money to lose money pool.
Yes. Yeah. I guess I'll answer the question that maybe you didn't ask, but it kind of leads to it. Growing up, it was instilled in me, go to college, get a degree, provide for your family, all this and that. And I did well in school and I wanted to go to college anyway. And so I decided early on that I wanted to have a family. I wanted to be able to provide for them. I wanted my wife to either be able to work or stay at home, do whatever she wanted to. So I got my bachelor's in finance, got my MBA with a specialization in leadership. And writing, while I didn't stop writing, the seriousness of it and trying to publish a book right away definitely got put on the side burner. But being at the time of my life now, I've, made it into my career, have a little bit extra money to be able to kind of build this up on the side and, not really have to worry about that, which I'm super blessed with. This was definitely, it takes money to make money. The website, the cover by Jeff Brown, and I'd say I haven't made a single cent yet, but actually some pre-orders have come in. So I can say I have more than $1 to my name now with this book,
All right.
which feels really good.
Yeah. How are you getting the word out if you don't have, Amazon's ability to take all of your money for advertising?
Right. Yeah. Good question. So X, really just social media. I actually found that X has been really good with just getting connected with fellow authors. That's how Mike reached out to me. I actually think I know that I've had a couple purchases and pre-orders come through X. So excellent. Appreciate all your support who pre-order through there. But I found X has been a little bit even more better of getting connected within the industry and meeting authors and everything. So I found that was beneficial. And then also I have a YouTube channel. It's small right now. I think I have 80 some subscribers, but I plan on doing I hope some really interesting things over the coming months once my book releases, and have a couple different series coming out with where I'll be reviewing and analyzing my own books, not books I've written, but just books that I read. And then also maybe doing something similar to what you guys do, but I'm still kind of mulling that over, but just speaking to other authors in the industry and having one-on-one conversations like this. So kind of that type of outreach. I would say those are the two biggest. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have no problem finding people who want to talk about their book.
Absolutely.
Mike?
And
Mike,
Yes.
their book, Mike. Here's your chance.
there you go.
Oh, my book? Is that what you're talking about?
Does Mike have a book? Oh, look at that.
Or are you talking about this one, which is just coming out soon,
Talking about
where Mike Molman is the bad guy?
So it's
Do
a
not let
biography.
do not let E.L. Montague put you in a book unless you're prepared for terrible, terrible things to be done by your namesake. But yeah, great book. I probably should ask you, E.L., is it out now? Or was that just the cover reveal that I didn't do last week? 2 weeks ago. Anyway, I wanted to ask you, so you're on X and you're talking to authors. Where do you go where readers are? Because I mean, you can sell some books on X to authors, but then that pool kind of dries up. And if you're not on Amazon, I don't do Amazon ads because I don't like throwing money away. I'd just rather burn it. But how are you going to reach readers?
Yeah.
Is there a master plan here?
Master plan. Yeah, we'll call
And
it
I'm
that.
taking notes.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, don't take notes if they don't work out. So I guess it's kind of a twofold, right? I think that it's organic growth over time. And so it'll
Yep.
be through my YouTube channel, just slowly over time. It takes time to grow. And then, like I said, even though X I found, is really good for connecting authors, podcast channels, and everything. I have had a couple pre-orders come in through people, finding me through X. So that's fantastic. But then also I'm very much, so I haven't spent anything on advertising, and I don't ever intend to. I think that word of mouth is just the best way of advertising. And so I think initially that might slow me down a little bit. I might not get, chunks of people heading to my website because of an advertisement I put out, and, other different variables there. But I think what's more meaningful is, someone buying my book, reading it, and then buying my next book and reading it, and then buying my next book and reading it, and then telling their friend, hey, I've read 5 of this guy's books. It's actually pretty good. You might like it. So again, I'm kind of looking long term. I don't expect anything super to jump up or skyrocket in the next 2 years, 3 years, even 5 years. But, if I look 10, 15, 20 years down the road, I'm okay, looking down the line and making that personal connection with my readers and hopefully writing stuff that they enjoy.
So you have a day job that keeps a roof over your head and health insurance and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah.
I do enjoy my day job. I actually very fortunate that I have a job that's good. I have a boss that is excellent. I'm busy. It keeps me engaged, but I have time where I can write my book. It doesn't take away from my family or anything. So definitely very fortunate there.
What's that like?
Which one? Having a day job?
Having a day job that you really like.
Really good. I don't say this to sound sappy or anything, but quite often I think about just how really fortunate I am to have that there. You know, like I said, it doesn't take away time for my family. They've been really good for me. So very happy that I found this position in this company. So yeah, very
awesome.
lucky. Yeah,
that's
definitely.
kind of a dream.
It is. Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess writing for a living would be the dream, but this is like the second dream.
Yeah, it would. It's almost better this way in a way.
It is.
Because there's no stress with your writing, right? I mean, you write what you want to write. You write it in your own time. Yeah, would it be nice to be able to make a house payment off writing? Yeah, hell yeah, of course it would. I guess we're just looking at the same way you look at not winning the lottery every week, right? It's like,
yeah, that's true. That's a good way to look at it.
Want $750 million anyway.
I don't. Man, I can't even think of a single thing I'd do with that kind of money. But one thing that I would like to do is hopefully be a little bit stingy. We like to have fun sometimes, but a little bit stingy with my money and maybe retire a little bit early. And that way I don't have to worry about can writing sustain me. I can maybe have some savings enough built up, and then I can write for a living and just write day in and day out with what I've saved. So that's kind of, again, just kind of the long-term thinking of what I'd like to see my future get to.
So one of our chat folks, E.L. Montague, he wants to know what you're reading there. He spotted your Dune and some Tolkien and some other stuff.
So
Robert Jordan.
We'll take a little detour then. I'm actually in the middle of, have you guys talked to or know Abel Montero?
No of him. We've not had him on.
So I'm reading his book right now, The Crimson Fire. Really enjoy it. I'm about 2/3 of the way through. Definitely recommend that one. So that's what I'm currently reading. I'm actually reading Gilgamesh. I've never read it before, so a little bit different there, going a little bit old school with that, and enjoying it, just seeing the ways that, and I know it's not like in whole, you know, it's been, you know, translated over the years and carried down. I don't know the full history of it, so I'm reading an English, you know, translation of it with filling in the blanks, but just interesting to see kind of how stories might have been told, you know, way longer.
Come on, learn Sumerian.
I know. I really. Maybe I can shelve my second book for a year or so while I learn that. But yeah, so those are the two books I'm reading right now. It's been a couple years since I've read Dune. I think I've read Dune twice in the past few years. I actually haven't read any of the ones past the first one, but I just really like the original Dune book. I think it's fantastic.
So I'll give you advice for the Dune series. Stop after 3 books. Do not go any further.
I've heard some people say stop after the first one, but maybe I read on a little bit.
I like 2 and 3, but after that, Heretics of Dune and Children of Dune, after that, it just gets really weird.
That's what I've heard is people just say it just gets odd, and yeah.
Yeah, but consider when they were written.
Well, God Emperor of Dune, he's a giant worm sitting on a throne. Now, what exactly are you going to have a worm do for the 672 pages that he wrote? And what was he on to be able to do that?
There it is. That's what bugs you, isn't it? It's the number of pages.
No, I used to read.
I used to know what it is now.
I used to read long books back when I was young and had time in my life. But now that I'm on death's door, you know, according to, you know, my coworkers at least, I don't have time for that.
Well, let's turn that frown upside down, Mike.
I think it's just wishful thinking on their part, but that's okay. I will continue to disappoint them.
Well, maybe then I'll just stick with the first 3 Dune books. How about that? I'll stick with that. Maybe I'll glance at 4.
Read them all.
I mean, I give you this because I really like you. You said you like spreadsheets, so you know we're solid. Anybody who likes spreadsheets.
Are you a spreadsheet guy then?
Absolutely, love spreadsheets.
Well, good. Yeah, there we go.
And
reading in spreadsheets.
I even told my brother that sometimes I get to use some creativity making spreadsheets, and he just about, you know, fainted when I told him that, as if that was he didn't think that was possible.
Yeah, maybe we'll bore people talking about spreadsheets, but I always thought it was interesting. Someone told me, like, if you think that you've learned, that there's always something you can learn more, like in Excel and spreadsheets to do. If you think you've known it all, you don't know a thing. There's always more and more that you can do and learn. So yeah, very interesting subject.
Wow.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Take my word for it.
About spreadsheets.
Okay, let's get back to reading.
What did Mike say something about being old? Oh, right. Okay. You're younger than me.
I know, very, very much younger.
One of you has less hair than the other.
Oh, this is true.
I can't complain too much though. Even though I'm not going bald, I've always had a very high hairline, and so far the hair has held firm. But I don't know how long that'll happen. Much like the Wall of Helm's Deep, I think there might be a breakthrough at some point.
Nice way to talk about hair and put in a Tolkien reference.
You gotta do it at least like once an hour. You gotta drop a Tolkien reference, right?
How old are you, Alex?
32.
And
Am
you
I
don't have
32? Wait, I might be 33. I'm 33 now.
You
I
don't
turned
have a
33
gray
in July.
hair in your freaking head.
My wife begs to differ. She's found a couple. She'll point it out to me. But no, it's mostly brown.
That's
Yeah,
man. Good job, you.
It's funny too, because thank you. My dad, he went white. Well, not white. I'll give him credit. He started gray fairly early on, I guess, and then
You
a
prefer
couple family members I have did go white, like in their 30s. So far, I've been pretty fortunate. On my mom's side, I think most, if not all, my uncles, most of them have went bald or going bald. So I'm pretty lucky. I'm a lucky one.
Well, I will take the white hair because my 92-year-old father this week went to say happy birthday to his sister who turned 100. So
Wow.
I am just like, go genes.
Yeah, there you go.
Go genetics.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
57.
Okay, yeah. So you got what, 40 years left ahead of you?
Yeah.
That kind of time, you can read all the 500 plus page books you want to.
Yeah, I don't have those genes, so I don't have that kind of time.
What's the last, like, maybe not single book, but series, or when's the last time you consistently might have read books that were that large?
So I'm getting upset with authors because I start the series, it's great, and then as you get later and later, the books get longer and longer. Like I'm reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, and those are long. I'm like, you evil person, you Matt Dinneman. Now they're like 22 plus hours, and I can't stand it. I mean, I used to read really long books when I was young and had time, but now I'm like, no. If it's over 500, you need a better editor.
There you go. A firm take.
So, good old Brandon Sanderson. Nope, not going to read anything by him.
He changed it all. Yeah, I don't know if, like, I don't have a target. Like, yes, one day I'm going to write 1,200 page books. I definitely want to write longer epics. I think at least when I get to my first 5-book series, they'll probably be around 500 pages each. I don't know if it'll fall around 450 or 600, but it'll probably fall around there for each of them.
So actually, I have some breaking news for people who want to make fun of me.
Oh boy!
Because I did promise Palmer Pickering that I would read Heliotrope, and that is 800 pages.
Wow!
So, well, I got the audiobook, so I'm not going to actually read, but that's going to be like 2 months of driving to and from work. So
maybe if you push it out a little bit, you'll kick the bucket before then. You won't have to.
Let's hope. God, let's hope for that.
Mike,
always a chance.
Here's the problem with your whole 500-page nonsense. This is my first book. It's 120,000 words. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
This is my soon-to-be released book.
Mm-hmm.
It is just shy of 100,000 words.
Look at that.
Okay.
Yep.
Less than 100,000, 120. So the number of pages doesn't matter depending on how the book is laid out and what kind of letting is between the lines and how easy it is to read, et cetera, et cetera. You are limiting yourself.
We need a word
count. No good reason by using an arbitrary thing like pages.
No. Hear me out, because there's a rationale here. Because not only do I have a page limit, but if I open a book and I'm like, oh, yeah, there's no way I can read this font, then I just get to throw it out no matter if it's only 320 pages. I'm like, nope, font size too small, done. So my TBR does not get to be avalanche size, because I can just like, nope, you're out. It's like when people get 100 resumes and you're looking for reasons to get rid of people because you can't interview them all. This is my TBR. I'm like, nope, you're disqualified. You're disqualified. I mean, I know Kristen's on here, and I've seen pictures of her books because she just gets more and more books. Her TBR is going to one day collapse on top of her, and she's going to be buried alive in books, which is not a bad way to go. But
or she'll have something to burn when the grid goes down, and et cetera, et cetera. So there's other.
Well, she
plenty
lives
of,
in Washington, the Evergreen State. There's plenty of wood there.
plenty of leveling, for furniture and all that kind of thing. So
I think your hard rule with the 500 pages is kind of like what happened to me with video games, where I used to play video games. I love the longer the video game, the better. And now I don't even have time for like a 10-hour video game, but let alone I keep seeing all these video games that are like, 150 hours you can sink into it. And I wish I could dive into it, but then I think, well, that's a lot of writing that could be done.
right, or a lot of almost anything else.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Anything else.
I have a question for Chris. I mean, I know I'm one of these people who are mean, but you're saying both, and there's three of us here. So is it Alex or is it Ro who's also mean?
It's not me.
I mean, I know I'm one of those. I mean, that's
right.
my life's ambition. But anyway, we're here to talk about Alex.
Oh, that's right. We do have someone else here.
Yeah.
That's all right. I took up quite a bit of the beginning, so you can go on and on about the stuff that you don't like to read. That's fine.
No. We're here for the next and very important question. I mean, you like spreadsheets, so I kind of like you.
Oh,
And
good. Good. I'm on as much.
This will really cement it if you get this right. There is only one correct answer, and like 90% of our guests get it wrong. They agree with Ro.
This is what I was afraid of.
95.
Here we go.
So I want you to envision, and I'm changing it up a little bit, Ro, to give me a chance here.
All right. Okay.
Your main character is in a saddle, and they're flying over your world, or they're going over your world. Now, they can either be in a griffin, or they can be on a T-Rex. Which one do you choose for them, and why?
Got to be Griffin.
I knew this going too well, you Northerners.
That's an easy one. Well, it's I don't know, the fascination with dinosaurs. Don't get me wrong, I like Jurassic Park just as much as the next guy.
But then you turn 7.
Yeah, but man, watching Jurassic Park as a kid, that was terrorizing. I was like 6, 7, 8 years old. I don't know how old I was when I watched it, but no, I think it just naturally fits more with the fantasy setting. Now, I guess there are fantasy books that have the T-Rexes, but I just think the Griffin fits a little bit more neatly. Northerner, yes.
Is that you?
That Alex and Brooke, that is my lovely wife.
Okay, all right. Hello, Mrs. Giguere.
Yeah, you said the name right. There you go.
Of course I did.
Yeah, well, he can actually pronounce French words. I cannot spell them. I don't like them. I can't.
I took French 1 year in high school just because, like, my last name's French. I live right next to Quebec, which I love visiting. But I can't tell you a single. I think isn't like Je m'appelle Alex. That's all I know. That's it. That's the extent of it.
They all speak English in Quebec. I mean,
yeah.
Not to your face, but they all do.
Yeah. So, Mike, why is T-Rex the right answer?
Because the question had always been if you're going down the main street of your city, and I am a very aggressive driver, and I hate people who drive slow in the left lane, which is like 60% of all Virginians.
Yes, agreed. Yes.
At least. So I wouldn't be on the T-Rex, so he can just reach down and grab the car in his mouth and throw it into the second story of a building and then just keep on going. So I like a little violence. I like to envision violence when I'm driving.
Yeah.
I don't actually like to hit other people because that's expensive.
But Mike, on a Griffin, you could avoid the traffic altogether.
But then there's no destruction, right?
Right. Yeah. I have anger issues. So, this is how I'm releasing my anger issues.
Poop on the windshields and watch them bang into each other.
That's weak sauce. No. I'd rather take the whole car and just throw it into the second story of a building.
So I don't think Mike has fully convinced me to go over to that side, but I think it's a very compelling argument, I must say.
Yeah, but the dinosaur's going to trip because he has to lean down to pick up the car with his mouth.
Very true.
Because he has little tiny hands.
Very true. But I will concur to you going back a little bit that Virginia drivers, we live in North Carolina right now, but every time we visit Virginia, it's like night and day. We go in, and my wife said, "Oh, we're in Virginia now," and you can just tell there's something different about the drivers up there.
Oh yes,
I can't believe NASCAR started here. They're the slowest people off a green light ever, right? And
Yes.
then, yeah, I have followed a semi down 81 for 30 plus miles in the left lane.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Good grief.
My father-in-law, though, fortunately, he I don't know how many tickets he's amassed in his life. I don't know if it's 10, 20, 30, but he definitely was not is now, was a speedster. So at least my wife grew up right.
It's pretty impressive.
So I have 14 and counting, so speeding tickets. So.
Oh,
You know what? The only I don't speed much now. I never really cared to drive fast, but I've gotten 4 tickets my entire life of driving, and it was within the 3 or 4 years I lived in Virginia. I haven't gotten one here. I never got one up in Maine, but every single time in Virginia, just a little something happened, I'd get a ticket.
yeah.
And I'm not going to blame myself for those, so it can't be me.
Clearly
So
not.
today's episode is brought to you by the Virginia Tourism Board.
Yes. Yeah.
Drive our lovely highways.
And if you're from Virginia, you can still pre-order my book. I'm sure you'll enjoy it nonetheless. There's no speed limits. There's no speed signs in my book.
Well,
nothing like
Don't
that.
read it while you're driving.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you're at stoplights, because you got plenty of time before the person in front of you goes. So you can get a paragraph in at least.
Yeah,
I've seen people reading though while they drive.
Really? I don't think I've come across that yet.
I see people putting on makeup while they drive.
Seen that.
Just all kinds of dumb shit.
And this portion of the old men yelling at clouds is over, and we're going to go back to talking about Alex's book now.
Yeah. All right, sounds good to me. This is fun though. Having a good time.
So how do you come up with most of your stuff? I mean, where do you find the best time to kind of imaginate, if you will?
Yeah. Well, actually, kind of back to driving. I'll usually listen to like soundtracks, and I think who was it that I don't know. I was talking to an author on X just like today or yesterday. I forget who it was. Sorry if you're watching right now, but talking about like ideas, right? And how they just kind of, come to you or you think about. So I'm not someone who just drives around and just randomly thinks and hope that something pops in my head. I really think like very like dutifully about what I want for my world to be. And I'll start from scratch on something, which is probably why, yes, exactly. So that is exactly why I'm an architect, not a gardener when it comes to outlining. I would say like my outlines are like a mini book, more or less. I'll have probably, if my book is 300 pages, which is what my first one is about, my outline will be about 30 to 40 pages. And, there's no dialogue. There's no like specific dialogue or, really telling the story, but it's definitely very much hitting every single story beat. These 2 characters walk out here comes this. So before I even go to outlining, I'm thinking about the story that I want in detail, the part of my world, building it all up. And then when I hit the outline, I really take my time, just making sure every single detail is correct. But then it always happens where as I'm writing the outline, usually towards the middle, but especially at the end, I will get these epiphanies. I think because of the foundation that's laid, I'll think, oh man, like just the other day, I'm outlining for my 3rd book. I'm writing my 2nd one right now, outlining my 3rd, and I'm about halfway through, and I keep constantly thinking to the end. I kind of know how I want it to end. And then I was driving on my way to work, listening to a soundtrack, and it just popped in my head. I thought, oh, wow, that is like fantastic. I think I even texted my wife when I got home from work, not in the car. And I said, I said, yeah, like I thought of a really cool ending for book 3. So that's kind of how I lay the groundwork for my worlds. I'm very purposeful about how I think about how I want to make them make sense and work, fit into the bigger universe that I've created. And then those small glimmers of kind of surprise come at me and really make the story unique.
So you've mentioned that you listen to soundtracks.
Yeah.
And you lived in Maine. So as someone else who has lived in a place bordering Quebec, what kind of music do you listen to?
Nothing French. I'm actually, I'm not someone who can listen to like foreign, like opera or things like that. But no, I actually, I like, I've been listening to the Village soundtrack, which is one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. And so the Village soundtrack is just really good. Have you guys watched that movie by M. Night Shyamalan?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, highly recommend. I liked it anyway. So I've been listening to that. A lot of violins in it. I also listened to the Dune soundtrack. And then there's one not movie related, but music.
So you really meant soundtrack. You didn't just mean like a playlist or something. You meant
no, actual soundtracks. Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. If I listen to
Nice.
songs with words, unless it's like I listen to metalcore too, but unless it's that, like I have a hard time focusing on my writing because then I'm singing the songs in my head. So I have to listen to soundtracks to really like focus on the writing, but I have some music going on.
All right. So kind of atmospheric kind of background.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I haven't in a while, just because of the time constraint, but I used to run a little bit and I enjoy running and I used to think about my books a lot and that was really helpful, but it's been a long time since I've gotten out and run. I need to find time to fit that in my schedule again.
Go take a walk, man.
Yeah, a walk would be good even if I just did that. It's a good suggestion.
No headphones. Just take a walk and book stuff will come to you.
Yep.
I am starting with the book I'm starting to write now. I had a bunch of it done, and then I kind of said, you know what? I don't need this character from a previous series. I'm going to get rid of that, and I've kind of started over. And I'm starting to actually. I've always been a pure pantser, right? Just sit down and you know where it's going to end, so just go until you get there. But I'm starting to actually do a little. I don't want to call it planning because that is far too grand a term for what I'm doing. But as part of my to kind of help me where I want to be. So one of the books I did once, I used Dante's Inferno as kind of a guide to the story, and in this one, I'm going to try to use the Canterbury Tales.
Okay.
So I've been listening to that, like driving back from DC and stuff. If you've never listened to or read the Canterbury Tales, oh my God, go read that. Read that now.
Yeah, I've never read it. Is the audio to that you're listening to really good for it? I'm hit or miss when it comes to audiobooks and if I like them or not.
It pretty much is, right? I've only just done The Knight's Tale and The Miller's Tale. And The Miller's Tale is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I've never read those books, and I guess maybe a little bit off topic what you were just saying, but it always frustrates me all these books that I haven't read. I'm very much a sucker for rereading books that I like over and over and over again, and that's just very frustrating. But I know that if I go back to that, I'll find inspiration and I'll enjoy it. But I might have to branch out and read that if you recommend it that highly.
You know, there's just some stuff that kind of classic stuff. Mark Twain is a great read. A very good kind of turn of phrase, and you kind of get a feeling for that, 1800s, early 1900s kind of vocabulary. But yeah, some of the classic stuff, quote unquote classic stuff, is really good every now and then. Just kind of pop into. Unless it's Hemingway, who just sucks.
Okay, stay away from that. Yeah. Do you find that when you said that you kind of you know where the ending is going to be, and you kind of start there, and then the characters go. Do you find that you have to re-edit your book quite a bit to fit stuff in, or as you go, you find that it's in a pretty good spot? I asked that because when I actually, it was for a couple years, I didn't write at all because I was extremely frustrated because I tried doing that where I kind of, outlined the basic story beats. And then I said, okay, now I know where I need to go. So I'm just going to start from there. And I got burnt out every single day, writing. And it frustrated me. And then I realized I need to have everything detailed planned. So I'm just wondering kind of how your mind works when it comes to that.
You ever seen a plate of spaghetti?
I've seen plenty of empty plates of spaghetti.
I mean, I just kind of write from page 1 to page whatever, in a line. And there are times where the story will take a turn that I had never even thought about. And you kind of say, okay, well, this works, but I've got to get back on a path to where I'm going. Right.
Yeah.
I think it was, the book that comes out September 1st was the first book I've written that I had to really kind of go back after writing 30,000 words and make a lot of changes to. But they were all, actually, no, I lie. The last 2 books.
Probably in the end, too, it kind of comes down to a blend because I know that I've realized that when I write, even though I'm super detailed, my final book definitely looks, I wouldn't say significantly different from my outline, but there are definitely deviations that I take because as I
Oh,
write, I think, oh, that would be much better if the character behaved this way or if I introduced this here. So it's kind of opposite where if you kind of, you know where you want to get to and you start at page 1 and go, but you still have to kind of come back and maybe organize some stuff later on.
Do your characters do dumb shit on you?
Yeah, sometimes. Now, granted, it's happened more outlining these next couple books than in the first one. The first one, the characters have remained fairly much the same, but definitely books 2 and books 3, some stuff have happened that makes me wonder how I created them the way I did in the first place.
So we got a couple questions.
Two cover questions for you.
Go for it.
First from Miriam. All 3 characters on the cover. The main character is the main one and 2 supporting characters. Yes, no, maybe, or 3 POVs.
Good question. So there are 3 main characters. I would say you could say the main one is Tamlin. So he is on the left side if you're looking at the cover. But then you have Sefiln in the middle, the one woman there in the book, and she's another main character. And then on the far right, kind of the soldier type is Narrate. So we got Tamlin, Sefiln, and Narrate. Those are your 3 protagonists. And yes, they even though the story focuses mostly on Tamlin, there are points of view from the other 2, and they have their own story arcs in the book as well. There you go. Yep. So you have Sefiln in the middle, you have Tamlin on the left-hand side, and then Narrate on the right-hand side. So 3 main characters right there.
And we're going to keep this up because the next question is, what inspired the Purple Storm theme?
I'm trying to think about when I actually thought the specific story of the storm, and I know why it's there. But I'm trying to think about how that actually originated in my mind. I can't quite pinpoint how it started, but I've always, I don't know, the last 5 or 10 years or so, for a while, I've just liked the color purple, and I kind of made that fit into my world. So partially aesthetic, but then another part as well may be down the line where I introduce some more information on the Itinate and how it's actually formed. So I don't know if that is a satisfactory answer, but it is the one nonetheless that I'll provide.
Okay.
Your cover artist did you a huge favor with that because that looks fantastic.
Yeah, and again, kind of what we were just talking about before. Kind of Jeff is worth just every cent that he earned from me. He has just earned it tenfold. Just an excellent job, and I spent because I wanted my book. The writing might lack therein, but I wanted my book to look perfect. I want it to be a really good book. I wanted to catch readers' attention. I wanted to go all out. I didn't want to write a book and just kind of fall flat in any area. And so I spent, I didn't have a spreadsheet on this one, how many hours I spent on it. I probably should have, but I spent hours and hours trying to find who I wanted to reach out to make the cover art for my book. And then I even looked at Jeff Brown's for a long time, even though I knew I really liked him. I just still wanted to make sure that he would capture the aesthetic that I wanted to. And obviously he did a just tremendous job.
Yep. Yeah, we were talking before we went live. I talked to him at Worldcon, and I asked him if I wanted a cover, when can I get my cover made? And he said, if you order now, you can get it in September of next year.
Yeah.
So yeah, if 13 months wait for his art, but I mean it's worth every penny. It's worth the time waiting the time. It's amazing.
It is. And like I said, I'm very fortunate in my scheduling where he just finished book 2 for me, and book 2 won't come out until next September. So I actually do have the finished of book 2, and it looks tremendous. So I'm kind of ahead of the game there, fortunately, where I'm kind of a year ahead or a year behind in my writing. So that's fortunate for me in a weird way.
Yep.
Going back to the other thing that we talked about, how you're doing sales on your own. Have you talked to anybody else who's done that as well? Or are you just kind of striking out into a bold new path?
I've definitely talked to people in depth just about like strategizing. So Ryan Lands is another author that I've talked to extensively just about the topic. We exchange ideas and everything. And we've talked about that, and he's considered it, and to just talk about different strategies that we could implement in the future, in the past, and just kind of brainstorming there. But I don't think I've come across someone yet who is actually, I'm sure there are out there. Can't imagine there isn't, but I haven't gotten in discussion with anyone yet who's kind of going about it the way I am. Obviously there are, but I just haven't come across yet and made connections.
And are you going to go to Comic-Cons once your physical book is in your hands, or are you just going to sell it online?
Yeah, so it mostly online, of course, but I do plan on, not next year, it just doesn't work out next year, but the year after, I do plan on going to Worldcon up in Montreal. I don't know if I'll get a booth my first time going or not, but I will be up there. Probably my wife and I will go up together. I'm not sure. I'm sure I'll probably have different local things that I go to where I do bring my book to sell physically. I can't imagine I won't, but as of right now, it is just on my website. I don't have anything in the near future to bring my books to sell physically.
Worldcon 27 is in Montreal?
Yes.
Yeah, unless something else has changed. I think they won the bid, didn't they? So,
all right.
Well, it was between them and Tel Aviv, and oddly enough, Tel Aviv decided to withdraw theirs for some
Imagine
reason.
that.
So,
yeah,
so
it's
when
a
it,
big surprise.
so like every election that I've ever won, it was one choice or nothing. So Montreal won. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I like Canada. I like going up to just visit up there, being from Maine and visiting it often. Not Montreal, but Quebec. But
Montreal's a good time.
yeah, I've never actually. Oh, I think I did go once when I was younger, but I've never stayed there, as an adult, I guess. So I'm looking forward to going, and it'll be a fun time. I've never gone to a Worldcon. I guess that's kind of another weird thing is I really just started, even though I've had my X account for a couple years. Yeah, there you go. It'd be fun to have you there, Tim. But where I lost my train of thought. Thanks, Tim. What was I saying? Oh yeah, but I really only started pushing my X account when my pre-orders was launched and I announced the book, and I think I had like 11 followers a couple months ago. So I'm really starting out fresh on just being involved in the industry and just honestly getting to know like other authors and Worldcon and everything. So the last 10 years I've kind of been hid under a rock, spending time with my family, building up my career, writing on the side. And it's not until really recently that I finally kind of put myself out there and gotten involved with things. So I'm really excited to go. I think that'll work out in a couple of years, as long as that does work out. So that'll be fun to go.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the arc most people take. So you've got 3 protagonists of your book, but you can only pick one. So pick one. Wait for the T-Rex here to unfreeze.
I see that.
Highly digitized smudge of a man.
That's a good question, and one I probably should have expected because I think I've heard you ask other people that before, but one that I didn't plan ahead for. I would probably keep. Oh man, Tanlin, maybe Tanlin. He is the main character, but I just like the transformations he goes through in the book. But they each have their very own personal journey, even though they venture together. They have their own personal journey, and I like how all 3 character story arcs kind of end in the book. I'm thinking about narrates too, and if I had to spend time with someone, it'd probably be Tanlin. So his what he's done in life is he follows around Sephiln, and that's all right. We'll keep going.
Yeah,
and
he's reboot. He's got the internet too.
That's fine. And she provides Zayath to the people in Fievna. So it's Tanlin's job to go around and basically record her life. That's what he does. He's a chronicler. He records her journeys, studies the Zayath, studies her, and kind of reports back all his findings and stores it in their, I guess you can say, their central library or database. So kind of in line where the lore keeping and everything, that's probably who I would get along with the most, I would think.
Okay. Mike, are you ready then?
Yes. Can you hear me and see me?
Yes.
Yep.
So what we're doing is Tamlin is going to go into the Bald Dome now. So we're going to get to learn a little bit more about this character.
All right, let's do it.
And you're going to learn how one individual can beat all the odds ever assembled and roll the shittiest numbers on a D20 that you have ever seen.
All right, let's see.
You got your dice on, Mike?
I do. So I'm looking at these numbers, and of all these dice, I rolled a 2 and 2 1s.
Awesome.
To start us off. So
have you played D&D, Alex?
Yeah, it's been a while, but I play it. Very familiar with it.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, so Tamlin is being transported away from your world.
Okay.
And he is going to the crystalline cavern.
All
It's
right.
a cavern with glittering colossal crystal formations jutting from the stone floor, each pulsating with a kaleidoscope of colors. This is written by ChatGPT, so lots and lots of adjectives. I'm sorry,
No,
but I
that's
just
fine.
have not edited it yet. So let's see. A faint melodic hum resonates through the air as bioluminescent insects dance around the glowing stalactites. And stalactites are from the ceiling. That's wrong, ChatGPT. Anyway, ancient and ghostly white serpents slither silently across the glittering floor, and their scales reflect the colors of the crystals. So this is where Tamlin is. So
Okay.
And
as
all
much
of
as
that
he,
doesn't mean anything. It's
yeah,
just
pretty
Oh,
much.
it's fine. It's fun. It's fun.
nonsense.
I
It
like this.
doesn't matter.
I like the setting.
So what is your favorite color?
Blue, no,
speaking-
yellow.
Speaking for Tamlin, right?
And just give me a color.
We'll go with purple. We'll do my background color.
All right. So
Okay.
Tamlin has a purple potion that he is guaranteed to work, but you have no idea what it does.
Oh, what is it? Say that again.
It's got a purple
It's guaranteed to work.
Sorry, you have to say it again. I think you two were talking.
Go ahead, Mike.
So he has a fizzy purple potion that is
Okay.
guaranteed 100% will work, but you have no idea what it does.
And it tastes like Moxie.
Oh, perfect. That's great. Great
Someone who
option.
knows what Moxie is.
Thank you for yes, Moxie is
Stuff
great.
tastes like rat poison.
It's oh man.
Do you like
disappointed.
Moxie?
I love Moxie, yeah. It's
You're the
50-50
one.
though. It doesn't matter if you're from Maine or not. Like everyone in Maine is 50-50. You either hate Moxie or you love it.
Moxie's disgusting.
Sorry, I know we're going off track here a little bit, but my 6-year-old daughter and I, we ran out. I had to get some next time we visit Maine, but we share one Moxie every week and she loves it. So she drinks half
It's
the can.
carbonated freaking molasses. It's vile.
Well, as long as my daughter doesn't find out, then I think we'll be okay. Don't call me for a child.
You are the
abuse.
second person in my life I have met who genuinely likes Moxie.
I'm sure
There's
the
a
other.
reason they
I'm
sell
sure
that
the
for
other.
a quarter a
Sure, the
bottle.
other fellow was a nice guy, right?
They sell that stuff for like a quarter a bottle.
We'll pretend it's not Moxie just for your sake.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Well,
Okay.
the fact that you like it, it can be Moxie for you, I guess.
Yeah.
It's purple Moxie. Why not? Not
Why
shove
not?
it up.
Okay. So Alex, this is your first decision, big
All right.
decision you have to make.
All right, let's do it.
So Tamlin can either be carrying a weapon or a common item. If he chooses a common item, he will have an encounter with a common animal. If he chooses a weapon, he will have an encounter with a fantasy creature. And after I tell you what is happening, we're going to just sit back and say, tell us a story. How does this resolve itself? If you want me to roll, I will, but that's really a poor idea with my rolling skills.
All right.
He's not.
So,
All right.
so common item or weapon?
We'll do the common item.
Okay, he has been equipped not only with his purple fizzy potion, but he has flint and steel.
Okay. We'll see what he does with that.
What does he have?
And flint and steel, so he can try to start a fire.
Is Tamerlane magic user by any
He is
chance?
not a magic user.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe he will become a magic user. We'll have to find out. But hush, hush.
But
So
right now he's not. Okay.
So he has his flint and steel, and he's just sparking it because that's fun. Who doesn't want to do that?
Right.
And as he's going here through all the stalactites and stalagmites and the white snakes and bioluminescent insects and just transfixed with the magicalness of it all, he goes around a giant stalactite, and lo and behold, there is a ferocious Bengal tiger. And it is just crouching. And it looks up from its crouch.
Crouching
sees
tiger?
Tamlin. Yes.
Really? A crouching tiger.
Yes, there's no hidden dragon, though.
Okay.
So the tiger sees Tamlin. Tamlin sees the tiger. They've locked eyes. What happens next?
Am I telling you what happens next? Or are you
Tamlin
going to
gets eaten by a
ChatGPT
tiger.
tell us?
You
No,
can either
you
tell us
tell
what
us what you
happens
do.
next, or else I roll and then things go very poorly for Tamlin. Although I have to mention, this is not canon, so even if he dies, it doesn't mean he has to stop the series.
I don't know. You might ruin it now. I might have to just force myself to put this into the book. You know what? I'll maybe for better or worse, I'll put my faith in you, Mike, and you can go ahead and roll. I want to see you roll a magic 20.
Okay, what are we rolling for? And because people don't believe that my rolling is this bad, we have to do the die count.
We'll see. We'll see. He is rolling to. Well, he's got the flint steel. Let's see. He's gonna roll to see if he can hold out his hand and have the tiger come and actually be friendly to him.
What?
Go with something
Really?
simple. Yep, he's gonna try. He can't run. He can't escape it, so he's gonna have to risk it.
So that's a 4.
Yeah. So you hold out your hand.
Yeah. Ooh, 4. I
You're
guess.
kitty.
I guess I probably shouldn't have gone with the roll.
The tiger does come to you.
Well, 4. I might. We'll see what happens.
I think the flint and steel keeps you from losing your hand.
Maybe he grabs the flint and steel, and I lose a.
He
finger.
tries to.
It wasn't like right on you, right? So it has to walk over to you.
Yeah.
So in the turn-based kind of thing that we're doing,
That's true.
he's coming at Mike. Give us a 10 or better.
A 10 or better, you say?
Are we going to be here a while?
11. Look at that.
Perfect.
So you do notice that he's coming towards you, but not in a purry kitty, happy kitty kind of way.
Okay, so
More as in a I'm going to walk carefully up to my next meal kind of way.
yes. So I will. Is it my turn to go, or is there another?
Yeah,
feature
sure.
of that? Okay, I will start to light the flint and tinder. Start clapping it, whatever you do, hitting it together, and start to slowly back up from it.
Okay.
Can't
Are we-
imagine that would do a lot. I don't think that would bother a tiger a whole lot.
Sparks, fire. Are we going to roll to see if that makes a difference to a tiger? Or
It might spark, but he's moving. It's not going to light a fire.
I only got one more option after this, so let's see what the tiger does.
so are we going to roll just to see? Maybe he's been singed before, this tiger, and
Well, let's see if you can roll a 1 or something, and maybe the tiger will trip and fall into a hole and impale itself.
okay. That'd be an 18.
Oh no! Oh no! The tiger's not bothered at all by your little flint trick.
All right, so let me hear it.
He's sick of the walking now. He's getting the haunches down. You have 1 move left.
All right, the one move. I guess I will see what this purple moxie potion does for me, and I will sip the potion.
Oh,
So you're going to drink it and not throw it at the tiger. You're going to take it yourself.
I'm going to take it myself. I'm going to see what happens.
Okay. That is the elixir of youth. It halves your character's age. So how old is
Right.
Tamlin?
Well, he's only about 23 or so.
Okay, so he's 12 now. Much smaller meal.
Yeah.
Also easier. But
We will skip the tiger's turn because he is confused. So go ahead and do something again.
So if he's confused, I've already drank the potion. Well, do I have my wherewithal? Do I have my 23-year-old brain?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, might as well. Okay, well, while it is confused, I will decide to not turn my back and run. I will run backwards as fast as I can away from it while I have the opportunity.
Special Forces has a name for that, not a name, but saying. They say you can run, you'll just die tired. So
Am I rolling for his running backwards?
No, we'll let him run backwards, but we're
Okay.
gonna roll for the tiger to attack. So 17 or better, he makes it 10 to 16, and he closes the distance by a lot.
Okay. 14. Closes the distance by a lot.
What's
right.
behind him, Mike? What's he backing up into?
There are stalactites and stalagmites, and there are white snakes, and there are bioluminescent insects. I'm trying to give you whatever else is there that you might be able to play with.
Yeah, you know what? We're gonna try to maybe you know what? Just for the sake of see what's happened, let's go to try to pick up one of those snakes and maybe risk that. That tiger's gonna catch up to me. I might as well take it and maybe try to sling it at the tiger. So I'm gonna reach down to the nearest snake, assuming there's one beside me, and
There
just
is.
toss it at the tiger.
I was hoping you'd do Indiana Jones and try to use like a whip, because a snake whip would just be cool.
If that
But,
was my common item, then maybe I could have.
Okay.
Are these snakes poisonous, Mike?
They can be. Do we want? Yes, they are. They are poisonous.
They are. Okay. So your idea here, Alex, is just to pick it up and fling it.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not
really
gonna
quick.
route them the tiger, so I'm just gonna hope and pray that I can fling that sucker as quick as I can.
16 or better to make this happen, Mike.
Okay.
Your odds are not good.
19.
Oh my God.
I put my faith in you, Mike. Thank you for not letting me down.
Who is rolling these dice? Who do you have there, Mike?
Is there someone hidden back there?
You know, every once in a while, just to confuse you, good rolls happen.
You managed to grab it and sling it, and not only that, but you sling it head first
Oof.
at the tiger. So, Mike, give me a 15 or better. You might make it out of this.
This is a tragedy. I feel like you want me.
20.
Oh my
A natural 20.
Man. Oh boy.
See, you can't trust Ro. I'm a great die roller.
Yeah, but you didn't roll that at the good time. Man.
No, he did. Because that was for the snake.
Oh, that was for the snake. Okay, gotcha.
So the snake hits the tiger and actually bites it because he rolled a freaking 20. So of course, well, I don't know what kind of venom this snake has, Mike, but does it do anything to a tiger?
Yes.
For a 20, it better.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or a Mike 20. Yeah.
It's a fast-acting necrotic, so its muscles are starting to liquefy in the limb in which it was hit. I'm going to say the left leg, just because, picking something. So his left leg is going limp now.
Okay. Man, with that
So-
luck, I might consider picking up another snake, but I don't know if
Really?
fortune would have me a second time.
Oh, please,
I think-
please do, because this isn't going to happen again.
I think with his leg the way it is, I think this is the opportune time for me to just turn tail and run away.
I think that is a very smart option. And lo and behold, an oval appears that's glowing,
Wait a minute, Mike. Wait a
surrounded by purple light.
minute, Mike. You
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
roll for him running away because you could get a 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he could step on a snake.
That's true. Oh boy.
Impale himself on a stalactite.
And a 1! Yes!
Oh my gosh. Man. I'm trying to remember why I stopped playing D&D. Why was that?
You do not disappoint, Mike. I'm glad you have a camera on that because it would be unbelievable otherwise.
This is incredible.
Okay, so you do in fact trip.
Onto a stalagmite. Is it?
Let's say you impale your hand or something on a small little stalactite, so it hurts a lot, and you've got like a big, hole in your hand now. And you are face to face with a white snake, and not the David Coverdale version. This is, a
Bad news.
necrotic spitting venom white snake, and the tiger's still limping after you. But
Man.
you don't really. He's not your issue right now.
This
And if
might
you
be-
sing "Here I Go Again" to the white snake, maybe you'll get out.
Right.
I thought the climactic parts I had in my book were intense, but lo and behold, here we are. You know what? If it's my hand in is it mite that sticks out from the ground? I think it's mite, isn't it?
Stalagmite.
Yeah.
Stalact-
So is my hand stuck in it,
Stalagmite.
or
No,
do I
you
just-
can take your hand off.
Okay. Well, if the tiger's coming after me, if I'm face to face with the snake, yeah, I'm just gonna try to reach that sucker and throw it at the other leg. So we'll see what happens.
You're going to try to grab the snake that's facing you.
Yeah, if I got a hole in my hand, I'm imagining I'm on the ground. Maybe I'm standing. If
I'm going to
am
be really nice to you
okay,
and say that anything an 8 and above, you don't die. Okay,
okay,
to actually throw it and make that motion is going to need a 17 or better.
all right. I believe in Mike. I've seen him roll a 20.
That would be an 18.
Unbelievable. Yep.
Oh, very believable to me. Without the nights going.
Okay, so you're 2 for 2 on snake throwing.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
You want to get up and try to run away again?
Well, how's the snake throw go? I guess does it latch onto the other leg?
It doesn't matter. It didn't kill you.
Okay, it didn't kill me. Yeah, I'm going to try to run again.
Okay. What do I need to roll?
Not a 1.
4 or better?
2 or higher.
7 or better. Make it interesting.
That'd be a 3.
Oh, man. Can you roll anywhere between a 5 and a 15?
That's just a stumble. Roll again, Mike.
That'd be a 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
We didn't want to see Tamerlane die.
No.
As much as Mike might want to make it happen.
That was fun. I don't know if I've ever been a part of a that grand of a shift in roles back and forth. That was impressive.
Usually it's not that random of a shift. Usually they all just suck.
Well, it sucked for me a couple times, but
well, yeah.
Yeah, but usually you die sooner.
It was entertaining, however. So.
Have either of you played the Lord of the Rings role-playing game?
No.
I have the set, but again, I'm just waiting for the day where my kids get older and I have a little bit more time on my hands, maybe. But I've gotten them all since I bought. I probably won't, but I have them nonetheless. But I was just curious. I think it'd be fun to play in that world, even though I'm not sure how the rules follow D&D.
Where'd you get your second Breakfast Club shirt?
I don't. Unless I've bored my wife and put her to sleep. She's the one that bought it for me, so it's got the hobbits on it. It's pretty cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But she bought it for me, so I'm not sure where, but I've had that for a few years.
Very cool. Did you see the Hobbit movie?
Yes.
Did you think it sucked?
I thought the first one was all right. Second, there we go. Etsy. So there you go. There's your answer. So I thought the first one was, I think it had some goods. It had some bads. The second one, I didn't care for, except for the interaction with Smaug. Didn't that happen at the end of the second, right? And then the third one, So yeah, they were all right.
Yeah.
So, Ro, just for channel updates, I actually bought new shirts that I will be wearing instead of these solid colored ones coming up here soon.
Oh.
Yes. One is the Jupiter, because I figure I'm nice and big and round, so I can represent the planet very well. And then I have other ones as well that'll just be a surprise.
Okay.
Well, you know what else is coming up, Mike, is Halloween, and they got those big dinosaur T-Rex blow-up things that you can fit yourself in.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't get kids here at Arth, so we get like 4, and they're the really rich
Right.
kids who don't need it, so I just keep my lights off and, hope they come in the yard so I can yell at them to get off my lawn. But
yeah, there you go.
They've disappointed so far, so.
We have rich kids?
In my neighborhood, there's a $1 million house, and there's also a mobile home park in my neighborhood. So, kind of everything.
Kind of everything. There you go.
All right. I'm just typing something here, fellas. Hold on.
Yeah, you're good.
So, when is book 2 coming out?
I'm gonna. I don't see why they wouldn't let something weird comes up, but I plan on putting them every year. So book 2 should be expected next September. So again, breaking September 19th, and then the second one will be coming up next September, and then the September after that will be book 3. So we'll just keep that. We'll keep that routine going.
Nice. All right. Well, everybody, Alex's website is there. Go check it out. It's very nice, and it's also the only place you can get his books or audiobook, which is coming out September 19th.
Yep.
So,
yeah,
good
go
luck
check
to you
it
with
out.
that.
And also, just if you're sticking around this long, you can read. I think I have chapters, the prologue, and the first 2 or 3 chapters up on my website. You can read for free, and there's also the few chapters on my YouTube channel,
Awesome.
so that you can listen to the audiobook for free. The first few chapters.
What's your YouTube channel called?
J. Alex Giguere, J. Alex Giguere.
Okay.
And you can find it on my website too. There's links to it. So feel free to do that. But I really appreciate you guys having me on. I know that Albert Montero's kind of featured me a little bit on his video, but this is the first time I've had a full-length interview. And so really had fun with you guys. Appreciate you reaching out, and super enjoyable.
It can only get better from here. So
That's right. Yeah, you made a good start here. The bar is pretty low, so
I don't know though if we'll be able to recreate a more interesting D&D little story than what we did tonight, though. So maybe it might be downhill from there for that.
So
right.
And just for show stuff, tomorrow 8 p.m. C.K. Kesterson. He is on here because I read his book, something of Valhalla. It's a retelling of the Norse myth, but there are no gods; they're all human. Phenomenal book. I highly recommend it. So I reached out, and he's going to come tell us about it now tomorrow at 8. So he has a high bar to surpass tonight. But hey, Alex, thank you for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And if Miriam says it was fun, she is the authoritative voice here. So it was fun.
Oh, good.
So
all right, thanks everybody for joining us. Come back tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
And wave awkwardly now, everyone. Yay.